If you are actually seeing this video, that means that I was able to upload it. Yay! Hi everyone, it's Lori B at Grungy Girl Journals. I am finally, hopefully, doing this video and will be uploading it to YouTube and sending it out to all my friends. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Yeah, my laptop, it doesn't like me very much. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong when I make my videos and then I save them to a file and then it's getting corrupted and then YouTube doesn't like it. It says, no, you cannot put this on YouTube because it's corrupted. And then I give up and I walk away. So, I don't know. I'm trying again. I'm going to try to do something a little differently. And hopefully you are seeing this. And I assume you are because you can hear me right now as I'm speaking on this video. Okay, so this is a video of my newest journal and it's called She Loves Butterflies, and it can equally be called Butterflies Love Her. And there's a reason for that. And I've been struggling with how I'm going to tell what the inspiration to this journal is, because I was inspired by a TV show, and the TV show isn't for everybody. I'm not going to say which TV show it is. I just can't. I want to, but I just can't. I don't want to offend anybody. I mean, it's not R-rated or anything like that. It probably is PG-13, but it is on regular TV. And I was very inspired by the colors and the richness of the colors, which you'll see inside. And butterflies was kind of part of. Say hi to Louie, by the way. Hey, Louie. Butterflies have something also to do with the TV show. And I'm sorry I'm not going to be fully transparent. I'm being semi-transparent just about that one thing though. And as you can see, there's a little butterfly right here, and that literally is just a little snippet from a table runner, a vintage table runner. And I did dye, this is a different table runner, but I did dye it myself. I at first created a pocket up here, and I was going to put something in it, and it just kind of didn't make sense, and it was just too much trouble. And plus I wanted to bead it. So you can see all those little tiny, teeny tiny beads right there. And then I also did some French knots. And I overlaid the table runner with some of the sequined lace that I have a very small amount of. And it carries on to the back. And this is I did leave this a pocket, and as you can see, it's got sequins. And I put a very beautiful folded up napkin, and not napkin, hanky in there, just for a little more detail. So this is a pocket, and you can take that out and put whatever you want in there, or you can leave the hanky in. But this is, I ended up closing this up because of the beading and the French knots, and I did some doodle stitching down here, and I really had fun with this. I don't know how to do this stuff. I've bought embroidery books and how-tos and all that, and then they just sit on my desk and I just do whatever I want. So maybe one day I'll actually read them, but I just did some doodle stitching, and there's some stitching right here, and this is on top of some fabric that I I also stained, and it's a little bit squishy. It's a hardback. It's hard, but it's kind of soft too. So I love this table runner. So there is that view. And what I did was the two pieces, these are hard pieces. I don't even know what I used. Some sort of book board, maybe from an old book. I really don't remember, but I covered it with some batting, and then I covered it with a napkin, I believe, a cloth napkin that I dyed, and then over that was the table runner, which actually flips over and is part of the inside cover too. And then the heart is from a doily, and just all sorts of goodness. And these reminded me of butterflies right here. And this is just a gorgeous piece. And I love these little fuzzy balls. And I wrapped some seam binding that I dyed around it. And of course this, I don't know why I have to do it so fancy, but it can be tied whatever way, just doubled, or you can even cut the seam binding and use it on something else. And but I liked it really long, so that's the way I did it. And I like the way the edges flap over the inside or the outside. All right, I feel like I'm really close today. I think I have my camera down as far as it'll go. Okay, bam. Here is the inside. So and you can see here the table runner is folded over, and you can also see that I did some bleach spots on it as well, and it is tea stained, and I used a piece of lace all the way across. Really pretty lace, hangs down. And okay, here is part of the inspiration. This lady's name is Elizabeth, and I'll open this up in just a second. Of course, you have netting here, and that kind of represents, you know, when you open up the book, you're gonna free the butterflies. The butterflies are going to be able to stretch their wings when you take off the netting. And this is just some dot tool, which I love. And the way that I ended up, I like to kind of hold my, this is just a one signature. So, you know, they can get kind of fat. I mean, excuse me, chubby. So I wanted to be able to close it, and usually I'll put a tie or something here, but I didn't want the tie to go, you know, to ruin the ambiance here. So I used the netting, which made perfect sense because that's kind of how you catch butterflies, although please don't catch butterflies. And did I say no butterflies were harmed in the making of this journal? I absolutely did not harm any butterflies, I promise. So her name is Elizabeth, and she loves butterflies, and butterflies love her, and they follow her wherever she goes, and she even tries to train them, y'all. And this came from one of the episodes of this TV show that I'm talking about, and one of the characters' name was Elizabeth, and she is a free spirit, and she trained her butterflies, and they would fly above her, and if Elizabeth asked them to spell out anything, they would, you know, and you'd look up at the ceiling and there's these butterflies, and they're spelling out words for Elizabeth. So, you know, please don't judge me. I really loved this TV show. And I will be the first to admit that I have a quirky kind of sense of humor and maybe a little off. And I would say that the show is a little risque. And so that's why I don't want to offend anybody. So I'm not going to tell you guys I'm not going to tell you. I'm not. But that's where I got my inspiration from. So I wanted to at least be able to tell you where I got it from. So there they are. They're all able to take off now. And Elizabeth is just gorgeous. And I've used this image before on my Georgie journal. And I love her. She's just gorgeous. And as you can see, I put some acetate over her. And this frame is actually in between two pieces of paper. So I sandwiched it in between two pieces of paper. And what it is you know those, when you go to fancy dinners, which I've never really been to, but like if you go to a wedding or something like that, and then each place has a name thingy that goes, and it says you sit here and it's got your name on it. Well, that's what this was, this thing. And I just tore it apart and I used this part of it. And I grunched it up and used some distressed inks and things like that. And so instead of just gluing it down on the paper, I sandwiched it between two pieces of paper. And that is the beginning of this journal. She loves butterflies, and butterflies love her. And really the colors in this book are very much a part of the TV show. Very just rich jewel tones and, the greens and blues. And that is throughout the book. And this is some homemade paper that I received in a YouTube sale. And she had just started making the paper, and she does a beautiful job. And I just embossed it with some roses. And this is some seam binding. Here is the skeleton part. Just tells you all the parts of the butterfly. And there is a postcard, and it is a casino called the Marie Christine. And this came out of a souvenir, one of those souvenir postcard books. Such pretty colors in it. This is from a French book. The butterfly. Just follow her wherever she goes, and I love this stamp. It's so pretty. So, fabric flip. I really love this digital set that I got, and hopefully I won't forget again to list those in the description box. Really one of the nicest, and I'm addicted to digitals, so, and I love how she it's just a perfect set of butterfly digitals. And I put this is a piece of a glassine envelope that I glued on top of there. I'm not going to explain everything. I put a lot of pockets in here, and some of them are empty because she got quite full, and I want the new owner to be able to add her own things. So some of the pockets are empty, but I wanted to be able to supply those. And this is it's written in pencil, Academy of St. Teresa Girls Dorm, and this is Carsone. It's a city in France. I did some stenciling here with some modeling paste. I love this really delicate lace. Some more doodle stitching. And I got in a mood to do some French knots right there, so I just did. May not make any sense to anybody else, but I really wanted to put them there, so there they are. This is an applique, and it says de jour, and I believe that means of the day. And all of these are, you know, you can fluff them up. And I love this white. This is a rub-on. Another part of that digital kit from Etsy. Painty papers. I did some stamping. No, this is a rub-on. Sorry. This is another rub-on. And I just kind of filled it with receipts, and Elizabeth did travel, so she picked some things up along the way. My lighting's really bad, I'm sorry. Love this page. This is another part of the digital, and this does have acetate over it, and I stitched with seam binding around it, and as you can see, the stitching is in between two pieces of the paper so that you can't see it on the back side. Although it would have been okay if you had seen it on the back side, but I'd already blah blah blah. So another a tip to give you about doing acetate this way if you're going to stitch on it. It's not easy. So what I did was I used a glue stick and glued down the acetate, and this is just packaging from some sort of packaging that I got from Stamperia or something, and I glued it completely down with a glue stick, and I pre-punched my holes so that I wasn't using the needle to make my holes, because it does have a tendency to rip. So I was lucky enough to get through it without having any rips. I think it turned out really well. I think that's my favorite page. Plenty of writing space. And this is a sketch from Alphonse Mucha. And you can tell there's some pencil, although this is a copy. This is a, I think I got this from rawpixel.com. It's a free, what do you call it? Public domain. Some of the things on there are public domain, and I got that from there. And this is a still invoice receipt. Take care of that later. I like to put a lot of interesting things, especially when I do anything. This is more like French and English, but I love to put like unusual things. This is a rub-on. And this is stamping. And I used like a green color, real pretty olive green color. And this is a pocket. And this is a pressed flower. Just a simple tag. I really had to stop myself from putting butterflies on every single page. But to be honest with you, I didn't want to fussy cut that many of them out. And this this thread that I used was perfect. I got it on Amazon, and it came on like looked like a bobbin spool, but it's not. That's just the way it came. And it said it was for bookbinding, and I don't think I would ever use. This is more like a thread, but it's extremely strong. And I just ended up using it for the antenna, and it was really perfect. And it's just got a dab of glue on the underside to hold the thread in place. This is a little envelope. This is a rub-on and some stenciling with modeling paste. This is a pocket, and this is just a flower plate. And I hope you can see kind of what colors I was staying in. All these very rich teals and greens and blues and just really, really pretty. This olivey color green. Some stamping. A little tag I made. This is a drawer lining. I got it at Tuesday Morning like 3 years ago. And it used to have like a scent to it. It's long gone now, but plus I coffee stained it. Not coffee stained, tea stained it. But it's beautiful. I have a roll of it. It's a rub-on. And I got a new die cut. That's frame. That was fun. Just a paper clip. Playing card. Okay, I'll put that on later. To rub on. And this is some old ephemera. Somebody was doing their figuring with pencil. To flip out for writing. I used one of those acrylic dots on one of the butterflies. Little belly band. I think this is my second favorite spread in the book. These are all rub-ons from Stamperia, I believe. Prima. This is another digital out of that set I got. It's just a little tuck for receipts. It's another flip. And this is just, you know, out of one of my stamp sets, butterfly stamp sets. It's the acetate little piece that comes inside of the packaging to show you what the butterfly looks like. So I just cut that out. I love lace. Don't you love lace? This butterfly almost didn't make it into the book because, I don't know, it's kind of scrawny looking, and I think I kind of distressed it up a little too much. I don't know, it looks like it hasn't eaten or something, and I felt kind of bad for it. I'm like, no, Lori B, put that butterfly in your book because all butterflies are beautiful. And so that's why she got a place. And really, it's not ugly. It's just, I don't know. She looked a little, I don't know. I'm not putting you down, butterfly. You just need to eat a cheeseburger. Isn't this cute? Look, little kitty. I love aging these receipts up. Belly band. Just a couple of them. I believe this is homework. Some French homework. Very soft paper. This is some vintage wallpaper, which I'll be using in my next book, I believe. And this is a envelope that I embossed, and it was falling apart on me, so I had to reinforce it a little bit. And then there's some of my painty papers, and this is a really pretty couple of angels that I grunged up. And the person who got this journal, she has this means something to her because she it's on her another journal that she bought from me, and so I wanted to make sure I use that. The end. And that all this is right here, I'll show you in a minute. It's just a piece of a trim, and I sewed some snaps on there. Easy peasy. It's my my grungy girl. And that is all. And my next, I'm going to, right after I finish this one, I'm going to do another video of me getting, well, I'm not getting started, but I'm gathering things for my next journal. And so stay tuned for that. And I appreciate you watching. And I promise to get this book back in order. And I'm going to send Miss You Know Who You Are, I'm going to send a tassel clip with your book. I can't really attach it to the book because it's kind of thick, but you'll be able to use it for something. And as you can see, Gracie was not nice to me this morning. I was just playing and she was not, evidently. So thanks, Gracie. I will see you all later. Have a great day.